Welcome back to the Yukon Husky Dynasty. We got some commitment news. We have the number 2 defensive end in the class committed to Connecticut. Along with him, another 4-star recruit, the number 4 strong safety in the class, has committed. Both of those guys, 77 plus overall athletes. Huge get for us. And we keep on cruising. We don't stop. We've got Houston this week, 6-1, 3-1 in the American. A couple spots ahead of us nationally in the rankings. But we still got work to do. So we're going to go and we're going to get this bread today. We're playing in Houston with an opportunity to get a big conference win and continue to move forward in the conference rankings, the conference championship race. And we're doing it over a division rival, Houston, this week. So we're ready to get rolling here. A lot of opportunity and get us a little bit of breathing room between us and second place. So without further ado, we're going to kick this bad boy off. On top of that, our updated recruiting rankings among the user teams. Number 6, Kentucky. That's going to be Justin. Number 16, these Yukon Huskies. We've got number 17, the Maryland Terrapins, which is Bitta. We have the number 28, the Duke Blue Devils, a.k.a. Leadfoot, which is Jed. And at number 40, we have Washington State, a.k.a. Will Fight. We have the Kansas Jayhawks coming in at number 56. That is Sofa King, or Sooner Sofa King, or something like that. I don't know. It's weird, but it's Dylan. And we have Derek's Indiana Hoosiers coming in at number 71. And we have the Fresno State Bulldogs and Camiar, a.k.a. Boomtown, whatever the heck you want to call them, coming in at number 73. We've got Dammit Weens coming in at number 76. Alex there with the Army Black Knights. Number 113 is going to be Nolan Threkild, and he's got the Western Michigan Broncos. And then number 117 is going to be Reese Monroe's Florida Atlantic Owls. And bringing up the rear, our SEC truther, the guy who believes that the Florida Gators are the greatest thing since sliced bread, Kenneth, and the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. First carry of the game, Damian Lewis gets 5 yards. That's the nation's leading rusher right there, everybody. Just marvel at his wonder as he is approaching 1,500 yards on the season. He might get it today. Second down and 5 for Connecticut, and he's going to get 2 more yards. And it's going to be 3rd down and 3 for Yukon. And there goes Goolsby. Nope. They're going to run the triple option, and he gets it to Lewis, who runs for 9 yards. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Yukon. Let's start calling him Yukon. Alrighty, so it is 1st and 10, ball at the 22-yard line for the Huskies. And they're going to get it out to Damian Lewis on the screen, and he gets about 5-6 yards. And it's going to be 2nd down and 4. Alrighty, second down and 4 for the Huskies. Walker into the game now, and they're going to run the triple option to the right again. This time it's going to go to Goolsby, running a man over and getting tackled at about the 7-yard line. A 9-yard run, and it's going to be first and goal for UConn. So they're just pounding their way downfield with this magnificent run game. And Walker gets 1 yard. It's going to be second and goal from the 6 for the Huskies.
Second down, goal to go. Ball on the 6-yard line.
Here we go. Second and goal from the 6. Oh, man. And Lewis makes a man miss, makes another man miss. He gets 5 yards and is down to the 1-yard line. It's third and goal for the UConn Huskies.
And this is the 8th play of the drive.
Big on big. Power versus power here. And Lewis is going to run it in for his 12th touchdown of the season. And the Huskies are going to take a 6-0 lead here with 4:16 left in the first quarter. Taking the opening drive all the way downfield for 6. And here they come. They're going to go 5 wide right here.
There are 5 wide receivers split out. The quarterback in the gun.
And it's incomplete. DJ Flowers just that went way the hell out there. It's going to be second down and 10.
Second down, 10 yards to go. Ball on their own 25. He guns it to the left.
Oh my God, just bad coverage that time, and it's going to be a 31-yard reception for Houston. I had a guy there, but he just stopped in his coverage for some reason. Ridiculous. Wow, again, had the guy there, and he sloughed off in coverage. It's going to be first down and 10. Another big reception that time. Don't know what is going on with my defense right now, but they are really just backing off, not making. And throws that one away, and it's going to be second down and 10 for Houston.
Much better job of being able to read that defense and make quicker decisions, and especially when the defense starts to get pressure. Got to either get rid of that football or check it down or take off and run with it.
So second and 10. Ball at about the 22-yard line for Houston.
Zips it to the back.
Oh man, had him in my sights and I missed, and it's going to be a touchdown for Houston. And Houston gets right back in it with a touchdown of their own. Couple bad coverage plays, and Houston made us pay for it.
Really fighting to create that touchdown.
We may just be going over recruiting classes here. When I'm on defense, so that I'll just let my computer take care of me because I'm playing like ass cheeks here early on D.
Clear advantage so far. Let's see if they can make some plays and get a little separation.
Lewis breaks a tackle and gets 4 yards. So just kind of breaking down the recruiting classes so far with Kentucky. We'll start there. Justin has done a great job in recruiting athletes, as he normally does. And with those, he has the number 22 defensive end, the number 11 athlete, the number 18 defensive end, and the number 19 athlete. All 4-star recruits. And that's going to definitely help make him better. Rumors are is that he may be leaving at the end of the season, or at least that's what he's saying, but in the past, that hasn't always been hand in hand with the truth. So we'll see there with what Kentucky's doing. He does have a couple of JUCO players, which I've never really understood. Recruiting JUCO players, I don't like it. You won't see me doing it. But Justin has done it, and he's got a couple of them, and they're pretty good. Now, for UConn, we have 3 players at the top 10 in their position. That's the number 2 defensive end, the number 9 tackle, and the number 4 strong safety. All 4 stars, and obviously the biggest gets that I have had so far this recruiting cycle. And then we go to Maryland. We'll go to Maryland here in a second after this play. And we got Damian Lewis getting 12 yards on that carry. Now, he's got an interesting class as well. He recruits a lot of 3 stars, a lot. And he always starts out recruiting 3 stars. And he doesn't target as many 5 stars as a lot of other people. He normally stays in the 3 and 4 star range, it seems like. I don't know if that's by choice as Damian Lewis gets 13 yards, but he does a good job getting really solid players that fit his play style, and that's, God damn it.
Right down the field. They've got to try to change things up with their scheme. Be more aggressive, attack, do some things to change it up, take some risks.
First down, 10 to go. Ball on the 30. They go to the ground game. He gets out to about the 28-yard line.
Fucking work rooms, everything. Anyway, his big recruit is a 4-star, number 46 athlete, and other than that, it's been all 3 stars, 2 stars, and a 1-star fullback for him. Going into Duke, Duke has had the most commitments out of any class, but he doesn't have any 4-star athletes committed currently. All his guys are 3 and 2-star guys. His highlights is the number 9 strong safety, which is a 3-star athlete. The number 35 defensive tackle, which is a 3-star athlete. Everybody past that is 50 and above. If that gives you any idea about what he's doing there, it's. I think he's going to try to jump from Duke. That's the only way that makes any sense, because normally he's a pretty good recruiter. So, not quite sure what Jed's doing there, but it looks like he doesn't plan on staying at Duke for very long. Washington State. Here's another guy. Will has 9 commitments. Most of them are 3 stars. As we get out to a 13-7 lead here over Houston. And I'm going to go ahead here and I'm going to let my computer play. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to kind of go over this a little bit more, pay a little more attention here. It looks like that his highlight of recruiting is the number 25 free safety, and he's got the number 32 running back, the number 32 guard, and the number 29 fullback, and the number 31 punter. So he has 6 3-stars, and that's kind of where he's at the moment. Again, getting more commitments, just not very high in quality commitments. Kansas, this is a guy who I've kind of taught him a little bit about recruiting in the past. He has a 4-star commitment from a number 34 wide receiver, Robert Lewis, and he has the number 38 center, the number 31 outside linebacker, and the number 12 center. So a pretty solid group there, it would seem. This linebacker has a 70 overall, and I haven't scouted him, so I'm not going to either, because that's just fucking ridiculous. But you'd have to believe that he's probably a pretty solid get. And then there's Derek, another guy who I've shown how to recruit, and he's got a pretty good group here. Only one of them outside of the top 25 of their position, and that's the number 81 wide receiver that he has committed. But he also has the number 13 fullback, the number 17 free safety, the number 21 tackle, the number 14 kicker, and the number 23 defensive tackle. So 6 commitments in total, but all 3 stars are the highlights of his recruiting. And then there's Fresno State, KMR, who got a big commitment last week from the number 9 quarterback in the class. Both his other commitments, offensive lineman and defensive lineman, are 3 stars outside of the top 50 at their positions. So, and Weens. Here we go, buddy. The number 1 athlete and the number 62 guard makes up his class. So that's a 5-star and a 3-star. So, I believe we're going to go down here a little bit with Western Michigan. He's got 2 3-star commitments. He's a guy who I showed how to recruit. I don't know why he's not doing it, but by God, he's done it, and not very accurately.
He's hit and taken down.
And that was such a good job of reading the coverage and knowing where his receivers were. Any coach in the country would be thrilled to see that kind of composure, especially on 3rd down.
And he throws it away. And this play is number 8 on the drive. Runs it and tackled in the backfield. 2-yard loss for the halfback. 2 yards. That brings up 3rd and 12. And here's another 3rd down. Throws completely stopped immediately. Richard picks up around 5 yards with that catch. In a game that's this close, you can't afford to waste possessions.
Jesus Christ, my ringtone's pretty fab, isn't it? So we'll stop there until we go into Reese's recruiting in a second after this drive,
Throws it in a hurry.
which I plan on getting points off of. And Damian Lewis on the screenplay gets 22 yards, and it's 1st and 10 for the Huskies. 5:56 left in the half, and UConn still finding offense here. Tim Russell has done really good at playing safe this year. Has not been making bad decisions and keeping the turnover column pretty clean. So Reese has 2 commitments right now, both not very good athletes, not very good players. I know he's wanting to leave Florida Atlantic at the end of the year, but he's got the number 80 tight end and the number 63 wide receiver. And then we've got good old Wake Forest, a.k.a. Ken, down here. And let me just go ahead and say, I don't know what in the hell Ken is doing here. He doesn't have a guy that's underneath 200 at his position. He's got a 2-star wide receiver and a 1-star defensive end. You would think that Wake could do better than that, but by God, Kenneth has got something up his sleeve. He says he's got a lot of guys who are trending upwards with him, but that it should be later on in the season. I'm using air quotes. Later on in the season that he starts seeing guys commit. So we'll see how that turns out. But right now, Ken is in last place in the dynasty in recruiting, but number 4 in the polls. So we'll see how that translates over time. But right now, let me go and say that UConn, we have been playing extremely well. We have been recruiting extremely well. I'm starting to get used to these guys and what their tendencies are and what they're good at and kind of who my go-to players are. So we're building up a lot of momentum here, and I'm pretty excited about it. We've got a lot of good stuff happening, and will continue to be happening. And there goes Russell. That's going to be a touchdown. That's going to be a holding. It's coming back. But, we're getting a lot of good stuff happening here. And then on top of that, you're talking about we've got a big recruiting class coming in. This is going to be at least a top 10, maybe a top 5 recruiting class, I feel like, at the best. And a lot, like I said, it's just good stuff happening all the way around us, and I couldn't be happier. We're really just kind of making some stuff happen here that needs to be recognized. UConn's on the move. We're on the up and up. You know what I'm saying? So Tim Russell takes that option for 8 yards, and it's gonna be second down and 4 with the ball at the 10. So, like I said, it was a struggle at the beginning of this thing. I was really concerned because, being at UConn, that could be a pretty tough place to recruit, but we've made do, and we're found our footing, and we're winning games, and we're looking good while we're doing it. And yeah, man, I mean, we're just kind of plugging away right now, making some things happen, snapping necks and cashing checks. So, just got to keep doing that. Oh no, that's not how you do that. So, that's my first turnover in a couple games, and it's going to be 14-7, and Houston gets the ball back on a turnover. Wow. Only the fifth, fourth, sixth. I don't know. We haven't had very many interceptions this year, which is what I was really surprised about. Both my quarterbacks are doo-doo. But, yeah, I mean, he's played pretty good football this year. I haven't had too many issues with him, and that was just me not reading coverage correctly. So, and that's just them making a really great play. So 17 yards, this could be first down and 10. I need to not go back to that play another time and stay out of that formation for the rest of the game, because it burned me twice or 3 times on that play and that formation now. And they lose 5. Second and 15 for Houston. Ball at the 20. I'm just avoiding it like the plague right now because they burned me twice on it, and I don't like it. Don't like it.
Ball on their own 20. They spread the field in the gun with 5 wide receivers.
Thrown away, and it's third down and 15 for Houston. Opportunity for UConn to get back off the field after that turnover. It's going to be 4th and 4, and UConn avoids the disaster of allowing Houston to get points on the turnover. So, they're going to flip the field on us, though. It's first and 10, all on our own 32-yard line.
This game can be drastically changed on just 1 or 2 plays. Connecticut is up a
We'll go
score.
right back to throwing because we're not going to play scared. Okay. 13-yard receptions, first down and 10 for UConn. Very upset I threw an interception before I threw a touchdown. And they're going to go to Damian Lewis at the north 3 yards, second down and 7. Guy's standing in my stomach right now, so I can't stand up, but he will be fine.
Second down and
So, second down and 7 for UConn. Goolsby trying to go inside, and he gets 8 yards, and that's a first down and 10 for the Huskies.
Running the football. It can really open up things for the offense.
Ball at the 44. All right.
under pressure.
Threw that one away. It's going to be second down and 10.
Some pressure and forced it back.
I think they've been a little bit more aggressive here with their pass rush, and that time it paid off with an incompletion.
Live to fight another down. So second down and 10
Ball on the 44.
for UConn. I'm going to try to see if I can't catch him. Slipping again. And that was just really good coverage by Houston. They were coming with blitz, and they got their guy hung up off the line. So it's third down and 10. jamming, but they're probably going to be dropping the two guys on the left here in the coverage. Oh, wow, they didn't. Oh, man, Williams makes a man miss. He's at the 20, the 15, and he gets shoved out of bounds at about the 14. A 30-yard reception, a pinpoint pass, and they tried to jump the route, make a play, and they didn't. So, made them pay for it, and it's first yard line.
Ball on the 14-yard line. Connecticut up 7 points.
They just kind of collapse that. Second and 10 from the 14.
This is the 8th play of this drive.
They run it right.
Here's a run.
And trying to get around the outside is Goolsby, but he can only get 10 yards, and that's enough for a first and goal for UConn.
Hoping to double their lead here
So
as
a
they
minute
close in on the goal line.
and 10 seconds left, or 5 seconds left, and UConn is at the 4. They're going to pitch it out to Goolsby, and he gets the corner and scores. It's 20-7 UConn. Randy Goolsby for 6. Goolsby has been really, really good beside Damian Lewis so far this year. They've played extremely well, and complementing one another in running styles,
They come out in a
and
5-wide set.
it's been a huge reason to our run game being so successful, and they're going to make that first and 10.
Chemistry between these two. They like to
Flag route, nobody was covering, and that might have had a toe on the line, but they're not going to review it, so fuck it.
It's first and 10.
We have exactly 100 more yards on offense for now.
In the gun with 5 receivers. Going deep.
Broken up by McCoy, but could not be caught, and that's been something that UConn has been struggling with all year, is forcing turnovers and dropping interceptions, something they have not done very well with. Incomplete pass. It's 3rd down and 10 for Houston. UConn with an opportunity to get off the field with 41 seconds left in the half now.
3rd down now. They need to get it
My
inside the
goodness.
46.
Everybody knows it's going to be a pass here.
Wants to throw outside.
Knocked away by Jones, and another pass drop by the defensive backs, and it's going to be 4th and 10 for Houston with 37 seconds left. And we will see what they decide to do. Jones back to return it,
Ziegler to punt.
setting it about his own 10-yard line. Tried to block, could not get in there. Jones is at the 20 to field it,
Jones.
and he's going to get it out to about the 29. An 8-yard reception. There's 29 seconds left in the half, so we'll see what UConn decides to do with all 3 of their timeouts remaining.
You know, you can't just rely on one guy, and he's got to
You already know I'm going to try to score here, so
Well, you want to keep pushing. I mean,
let me just ease your broken heart here.
obviously off to a great start. It's a 4-quarter game, and you know the opponent
Over the middle to Smith,
game takes some chances.
25 yards, and with 24 seconds left, UConn's going to hurry up.
Himself, his offensive
They are
line,
in Houston territory in one play,
up on the board.
applying the pressure here. Boom, trying to get around the corner, and he can't. Caught from behind here. It's going to be 2nd down and 10. He had a blocker and a lot of room to run.
Defensive line
If he was quicker, that would have been trouble.
able to come up and make plays in the holes.
From the 46-yard line. It's 2nd down. He's on the run. Tries to thread the needle, and it's not going to work.
Hey, this could potentially turn this football game around. They're down by a couple scores, but if you're the offense and you're on the sideline and you're not feeling good about yourself and your defense comes up with an interception like that, boy, oh boy, you're grabbing your helmet, sprinting on that field, and you're ready to go.
I mean, those guys are just like legit stopping right in my passing lane, man. I mean, every single time.
Hands on it, but it's incomplete.
And they're just sitting in it. That's the second time I've done that today. Stupid fucking pass and ruined the drive again.
It's 2nd and 10.
It should be 35-7 right now, but we're making mistakes for keeping them in the game. So,
Makes the catch and look out.
fucking
That's a great
catch is that? 19 yards, and Houston's gonna go. End of the half down 21-7 at home to the Huskies.
It's been a good one. 21-7, UConn.
They get the ball back at the half. The plus side has been that our defense has looked really good. So there's that.
There's got to be some
Bad part is that we've just made some mistakes on offense that could have probably already decided the game, but because we didn't, the game's still in reach for Houston. Incomplete pass is going to be 2nd down at 10 for Houston.
Is just to throw the ball into coverage. He got away with one right there. He's very fortunate. Next time he should just throw it away.
I'm trying to recruit a quarterback right now, and it's extremely difficult to get a really good quarterback when you're playing like that. Oh my goodness, dropped interception on the deflection, and it's going to be 3rd down at 10 for Houston. You've got one team that's making the plays on defense, and you got one team that's not. And that's been a big reason why this game is still up for grabs and only a 2-possession game here early in the 3rd quarter. So
Wears it out to the right to the halfback. And he is
and it's 4th and 7, and UConn's defense has been swarming Houston all day, and they're going to get the ball back.
So now both teams come
So here we
trotting
go.
back out onto the
1st
field.
down and 10. Gets to the outside. It's at the 45-50, the 45-40, and down at about the 35, maybe 34-yard line. 1st and 10 for UConn. Damian Lewis, ladies and gentlemen, the nation's leading rusher, getting a big run there. He is 2nd in the country in 20-yard plus runs and number 1 among running backs in that category. The only person who is ahead of him is Kentucky's quarterback that is aptly named not Jalen Hurts. So there you go. 2nd down and 4. These are going to pitch it out to Walker. Walker gets the 1st down on a 5-yard carry. And UConn moving the ball again. Ball at the 23. Probably just going to see a solid, good, heavy run here and just try to out-muscle Houston at this point after the 2 interceptions. So they're going to be running the ball pretty hard here and pretty heavy on this first drive, trying to get in the end zone to get a little bit of separation going here. 2nd and 7. They're going to hand it off to Lewis, and he gets about 4 yards, 3 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 5. Lewis over 100 yards rushing again.
From the 18-yard line.
It's 3rd down and 5. Houston has forced them into a little situation. Oh man, he hits Smith. Smith is in the end zone, an 18-yard touchdown reception, and it's 27-7. UConn with the lead, and that's the first touchdown pass of the game after 2 interceptions by Russell. And Houston is going to take the kickoff return for a touchdown. It's 28-14 with 4:11 left. Now it's UConn's turn to try to make something happen on special teams. Probably not going to happen here because that's my luck. And makes 2-man miss, and he gets across the 40-yard line, and it's 1st down and 10. Ball at about the 43. Wow, 42. So 1st and 10 for UConn.
Defense couldn't stop them from moving the ball and inevitably finding the end zone.
And Goolsby trying to get to the outside. He had the lane, but he wasn't quick enough to hit it. So 2nd and 1. But again, the run game doing wonders for UConn.
Short yardage situation here. It's 2nd down and 1.
And it's 2nd down and 1 for the Huskies. And Lewis gets 7 yards, and it's 1st down and 10 for the Huskies. Ball at the 42. Oh, they're going to call that intentional grounding, aren't they? I wasn't far enough outside the tackle box, so it's going to be first and like, or second and like 25 now, or something like that, or second and 15. I can't remember how. Second and 22. Okay, so second and 22 for UConn. Oh no! I'll bet you I get it all back right here. Ready? Let's get it all back right here. And he hits Williams, and it's 3rd and inches. A 22-yard reception, and just like that, just inches away from the first down for UConn. Will's being Lewis in for this one. Oh no. Loss of 7. Disrupted the pitch. Just dove at it and knocked it out of my hands. So it's 4th and 7. We're on French field goal position, so we're going to go for it here. Thompson makes the catch, 23 yards, 1st and 10 for the Huskies. Ball at the 16-yard line.
They'll spread the field with 5 wide.
Throws it away. It's going to be 2nd down and 10. Offensive line is not holding up very well.
It got him with some happy feet. He appears to be a bit rattled.
Last couple plays, they've not been holding up very well.
2nd and 10.
So it's going to be 2nd down and 10 for the Huskies. And he hits Thompson over the middle inside the 5, 12-yard reception, 1st and goal. And UConn is in business again at the 4.
By making a good read and delivered a nice ball to the open man.
And this is the 8th play of the
Over
drive.
200 yards passing now for UConn.
They come out in a goal line set. And they make the
Lewis
stop
gets
on
1.
the
It's going to be 2nd
Picking
and
up a
1.
yard for the tailback. They're at the 3. 2nd down. So an empty backfield with 5 wide receivers.
Touchdown, UConn. 3-yard touchdown pass to Dave Williams, and it's 34-14. Second touchdown pass of the day for Tim Russell. So here we go. 1st down and 10 for the Huskies. I mean, for Houston. Yikes, where am I?
If they want to get back in the game. Quick strike to the receiver.
And Poe gets the 1st down, an 11-yard reception.
Excellent job by this young quarterback of making the defense pay for bringing both outside linebackers. That's composure right there.
Gets it out to his receiver.
And a 1-yard reception. It's going to be 2nd down and 9 for Houston.
37-yard line.
Throws it away. It's going to be 3rd down and 9. UConn's defense trying to stand strong here and get off the field.
From their own 37-yard line. 3rd down.
Everybody knows what's coming right here. And he drops it. 4th and 9 for Houston with 1:11 left here in the 3rd quarter.
On 3rd down, the defense was expecting the pass, and they defended the play.
Whew. And UConn's going to get the ball back again. In business.
6 points and a
Ball
pretty
to 21
display of
yard.
passing was a result of their last drive. Kirk, do you expect the defense to take a different approach here?
When this quarterback is on,
And there
he
goes
is
Lewis
on.
up the right side,
Already
makes a
seems
man
like
miss, and he
whatever
gets
this
10 yards, first down, Huskies.
But maybe if they add just a little bit more
127 on the game now for
they
Damian
might be
Lewis.
able to force him into a mistake.
He's just so shifty,
From their own
and when he gets in the open field, he can make so much happen. Lewis gets 3 yards, well covered that time
4 yards on the play.
by Houston. Stretching him out to the boundary and making him come back inside. So it's going to be 2nd down and 7 with the ball at the 35-yard line.
He throws left.
And he hits Williams. Big gain, 30 yards, 1st and 10 for Houston.
Sharing passes for 100 yards.
You got to love this quarterback-receiver combo. Talking to these guys before the game, they told me they spend about
1st and
an
10,
hour
ball
after
at the other
every
35
practice
now.
perfecting the routes. It sure
Goolsby
shows.
in the
So
backfield.
let's see how the defense responds now. It's first down and
And
10.
he's going to take this one up the middle, and he gets 12 yards, 1st down and 10 for UConn. Up to 83 yards now for Goolsby. First down and 10 for the Huskies. They're going to go with the counter. Goolsby loses a yard, and that's going to be the last play of the 3rd quarter with the Huskies up 35 to 14 over the Houston Cougars in Houston. And it looks like that we're going to the 4th quarter with a 21-point game.
1 more quarter to play. The Huskies with a
Damian
3
Lewis
touchdown
doing work
advantage.
again for the Huskies. Making big stuff happen.
Welcome back to the action.
2nd and 11, ball to 23.
Here in quarter number 4.
And here comes Lewis back into the game. And Russell's going to keep it, and Russell's going to make a man miss, and he's going to get the 1st down on an 11-yard run
Himself and picked up a good-looking first down.
for UConn.
And a good decision there by the quarterback.
First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 12-yard line.
Oh, wow.
If these defenders
Missed
continue
block,
to exploit the
and
O-line
Damian
like
Lewis is
that,
brought down
it's
for a
gonna be
loss of 3.
long day for this running back.
Just whiffed them. And that was all she wrote on that play.
And this play is number 8 on the drive.
And he hits Smith, touchdown, 15 yards, and UConn goes up 41 to 14 with 6:21 left here in the 4th quarter.
They saw something upstairs.
The deficit is huge, but as a player, you never want to slow down your effort. Believe me, coaches notice the ones who aren't trying that hard.
Incomplete pass, and it's going to be 2nd and 10 for Houston. 6:09 left in the 4th quarter. Houston struggling to find some offense.
From their own 25-yard line. 2nd down. The quarterback in the gun. Empty backfield. 5 wide receivers in the formation. Throws complete. He's got
Houston comes open over the middle.
right around the
15 yards, and it's 1st down and 10 for the Cougars.
Yeah, that's just a nice gain on 2nd down.
Throws it away. 2nd and 10. Just under 6 minutes left in this game. UConn in
So it's
control.
2nd and 10. Ball on their own 40.
Everyone knowing what's coming.
He's scrambling.
And Harris brings him down for a loss of 5 on the sack.
The defense was in the backfield in a
And it's
hurry.
3rd down
Brought
and
the quarterback
15
down.
for the
Nice play.
Huskies. I mean, for the Cougars. Who am I? Where am I? What's my name? Good grief. And a 3rd and long. They come out with 5 wide receivers. Wonder what they're going to do here. And sacked by Parrish for a loss of 10. It's 4th and 25 for Houston. 5:32 left in the game. And they're going to punt this one away. Back-to-back sacks for this defense. Probably starting to feel pretty good about themselves.
Playing out the stretch here. You want to get experience for guys who normally don't get in the game.
And the second team offense is now in.
Up by a big margin.
He gets tackled for a loss of 1. 2nd down 11.
2-yard loss.
That was a busted play all the way for the defense. Jailbreak. It results in a 1-yard loss.
Yard line. It's 2nd down.
And he's going to hit Smith
And he's taken down.
for 19 yards. 1st down and 10. Did him coming out of his break. Fools me. He's going to go up the left side, and he gets 5 yards.
Goolsby comes away with 5
2nd down and
yards
5 for the Huskies.
We've got a 2nd and 5. Ball on the 41-yard line.
Oh, you're kidding me.
It's picked off by the
Come
safety.
on. I threw that ball leading my receiver. The guy was behind my receiver.
Now they can afford to live with it.
And then randomly somehow got his hands on the ball. So I don't get that. But it's 1st and 10 for Houston now. After the interception. And it's going to be a 12-yard reception. 1st down and 10 on a little floater. Past the 1st down marker. In the coverage that nobody caught. And it's going to be 2nd down and 10.
From the 49-yard line, it's 2nd down. Halfback's got it on the quick.
And it's going to be 3rd down.
On the 46-yard line. Nothing going on that play.
Well, here I think the quarterback needs to be a little bit more patient in the pocket. That way he can allow his receivers to get downfield a little bit before he throws it.
Setting up a screen. It works. Big hit, though. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for Houston now. With 3:34 left in the 4th.
From the inside out, which means the defensive linemen are the key to slowing down a really well-executed screen pass. Because if you think about it, the offensive linemen are getting downfield, blocking against the linebackers and the safeties. The defensive linemen
Intercepted by Smith. And he keeps his feet in bounds, and that is going to be a pick 6 for UConn. How about you? Come on back, Houston.
Inside the 10.
Come on back down to earth. And we are going to go up 48 to 14 with 3:21 left in the 4th quarter. I've got a wide receiver playing defensive back. If that tells you anything about why they're having a little more success on offense now. So it's going to be 1st down and 10 for Houston.
excellent on capitalizing off of mistakes.
Pittman stops him for 3-yard run interception.
Some pretty
It's
timid
going to
play
be
calling right there.
2nd down and 7 now
They
for
decide
Houston.
to open it up a bit more.
There's a strike to
And brought down for a loss of 3. It's 3rd down and 10.
5-yard line.
Be almost poetic if he ended this game with 50% completion percentage.
3rd down. Just under 3 to go in regulation.
But we won't get the opportunity to. And it's going to be 4th and 3 for Houston. With 2.5 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Ball to 32, and they're going to punt it away back to me.
Both teams are playing out the stretch here. You want to get
I'm going to keep throwing the ball
guys
because
who normally don't
I
get
need
in the
to.
game and try to avoid injuries. He's under pressure. Lets it fly. They knock it
Open
down.
up, and it's 2nd down and 10. Probably shouldn't have thrown that to the middle of the field. And it's going to be 3rd down and 4 for Eagle. Randy Goolsby approaching 100 yards on the game. Untouched, and it's going to be a 9-yard loss. 4th down and 13. Had my man open, just nobody blocking on the edge. And that's why you need a left tackle. Somewhere Baker Mayfield agrees.
Well,
1st and 10.
This game has been over for a long time, and now we just want to get out of here like these two teams do.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me, he was there, and it's gonna be 2nd down and 2 for Houston.
They look to be in sync right now. They're both reading the defense.
All 2nd team,
The result
everybody
is a
now.
nice game.
Third down and 1. They haven't run the ball all game, but I can see them possibly trying something here. And I was right, but I guess wrong.
He's at the 40. Gains his
It's
way
going to
the
be a
30.
20-yard run by the quarterback, 1st down and 10. I hate that. I had the perfect play called defensively, but they just finessed me offensively.
Throws
And
incomplete.
it's going to be the 2nd down and 10.
Second down and 10 to go.
42
Ball at
pass,
33.
6 rush.
They come out in a 5-wide set.
Houston, I spit at you. And another run play. Okay.
Joseph takes the give.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 4 after a 6-yard run.
Makes the grab and steps out right away.
1 second left in the 4th quarter. This
From the
pass probably going to the
13-yard
end zone.
First down.
And that's going to be a wrap. 49-14. UConn beats Houston.